Hi, everyone, and to everyone watching, thank you for joining us and welcome to the Q&A as I ask questions to this great panel of filmmakers. Personally, for me, this particular shorts program, the SAAFF for Kids, was my favorite or one of my favorites because it was so touching and beautiful and short. And yeah, so I'm really excited. On behalf of Seattle Asian American Film Festival, I would like to welcome the filmmakers for Firstborn and Felt Love and Salt and Yuan Yuan and the Hollow Monster. All right, so thank you so much for sharing your film and joining us for a conversation. I'm going to jump right into the first question. If you could introduce your name, pronouns, film, and position in the film before answering the question, that would be great. And the question is, what inspired you to make the film and how did you get involved? All right, anyone who wants to go first?
Angeline, you want to go first?
Okay. Hello, my name is Angeline Vu. My preferred pronouns are she and her. And so Felt Love started out as just me and my other two best friends. And we just knew we wanted to make something heartwarming. And then basically what happened was our other close friends got involved. And then it was basically just it became a combination of like all of our experiences growing up in an Asian household and like spending time with our parents, and that's how it started.
Well, I'm Justin Bruce Lee. My pronouns are he and him, and I was the director and storyboard artist for our 2D animated short film Firstborn. And how we got inspired to do this story, it was just started with me and my animation supervisor Eric Bertolfo, and we want to do a story that involves action but have a good story that could resonate with the audience. So Eric has a great family and has so much dynamics with his family, and we wanted to show that story. Just like we want to dive into little like themes of siblings. We want to show that, I think a lot of us had the struggle of trying to prove to our parents our worthiness, or like we want to just make our parents proud. We wanted to show that and show we need to, gain confidence in ourselves and be proud of all of our improvements and what we want to do in life. And I just wanted to show some kung fu in this short because I grew up watching kung fu movies all the time with my family, and that's like always one of my passions I always wanted to make for a film. And that's how we made Firstborn, just a nice sibling kung fu family.
Hi, my name is Catherine Chen, and my pronouns are she and her. My film was Ran Ran and the Hollow Monster, and it's based off of my little sister. And let me see. Oh yeah, I'm the writer, director, producer on the film. And I originally wanted to make this film because I wanted to create a story that was personal to me, but I wanted to make it good. I wanted the story to be really, really strong. So that was my main focus throughout the whole thing. And I also wanted to create something that had a unique or like a distinct art style. So that was something that I also experimented with.
And I'm David Chai. I go by he and him, and I'm the director of Salt. And Salt is a film that was inspired by true events, or somewhat true events. One evening I was out I'm a professor, an animation professor at San Jose State. And one evening I was out with some of the soon-to-be graduates, the senior class graduates, and we went out for a beverage. And afterwards, I was feeling nostalgic because they were going to be leaving soon, and I really love these guys. And so I told them when they were walking back to campus, I said, "You guys be careful." And one of the kids looks at me and goes, "Man, we're 23 years old. Don't worry about it." And they start walking away. And I thought to myself in my head, I said, "Listen," I won't say the word, but I'll say, "Listen, I wasn't saying I don't think you can't get back to campus. I was saying I love you. And I couldn't live with it myself if anything happened to you." And so as I walked away disgruntled, I thought maybe that's a good inspiration for a film to talk about the ways that sometimes parents or brothers or friends, they love you even though they're not saying they love you.
Wow, that just happened while you were walking on the street. Yes, I love how all these inspirations took place and how you all turned it into art that connects with people and just resonates with me. And so all these films are very short and simple, but I can tell, I believe that the production process was probably anything but short and simple. So there was so much intention in every frame, from the facial expressions, the gestures, or the glances. I'm wondering, among all all that, either intentionally or because it was the hardest part of production, what element or idea did you find yourself focusing on and prioritizing most during production? If we can start with Angeline again and go bottom.
Okay. So I think for us, the hardest part, or the part we focused the most on, was definitely the story. We spent, I think, around like 4 to 5 months just going through like dozens of different story ideas. At one point, there was like a snowman. There was another story with like a blanket fort. Another one with like an astronaut or something. We just had like all these Google Docs with like pages and pages of different ideas and like different versions of the story. And we actually got a lot of help from Dave Chai and our other professors at San Jose State to like finalize the story. But in the end, I think it was just like, for us, it was just nailing exactly what we wanted to share with people and cutting it down so it was like short and sweet.
Mhm.
And I think in the end, we just wanted to tell people about how like, even though love, sometimes people don't show love like very openly, it's still there, and like it just shows itself in like maybe quieter ways. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, so for Firstborn, the hardest part of the production, I gotta agree, is the story, because in the pipeline, we were supposed to only be on store for like 2 months tops, but then we went like half a year just doing story because there's so many renditions, and our great thesis advisors gave us so many suggestions to do, because in the beginning, it was just me and Eric, right? So we just wanted to do a classic kung fu short with family, and it was just gonna be black and white until they do the kung fu. That's when it becomes color. But then, so we were just grateful that our art director David Deba joined our team and really brought so much to the table and made our film so much more than I expected, because then we were able to add 3D. Yeah, that was the other hard part to figure out, was finalizing the final look of it. Now, since we have David, we now explored with 3D cameras, and that was a headache. And we also explored the special effects, and David really gave us the foundation of how the special effects should look like in the short. So yeah, it was just a hard, I don't know. I feel like the hardest part was just the whole thing in general. I think about, like, I just don't know what to say, but I think, yeah, the hardest part was the story for sure. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Common theme.
Yeah, for me too, I spent like most of the time, like 75% of the time on story. And then I just spent the rest of my time squeezing in the rest of production to the end, which was fine. But it's because once you really have your animatic or you have your storyboards, you already really know what the finished film is going to be like, what it's going to sound like. You basically know everything. And then once you're animating, compositing, and doing the rest of it, you just see it get better and like come to life, which is good. But story is a part where if you start production, then you can actually go down the wrong path if you don't have a good story. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for me it was kind of the same thing, in that, you know, I knew the payoff at the end of the film and how we wanted to do it, but it's designing, getting to that point and having the conversation between the two characters escalate and get to the point where they snap, and then getting that to resolve the way we wanted to. So just kind of fine tuning the dialogue and fine tuning the timing before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, you know, I'm not talented. I'm not the person making films and everything. So I don't really know what goes behind the production process, other than I just love watching these animations, you know, these films. So I had no idea that the story making that is just 75% of the actual filmmaking process. That kind of blows my mind. So the next question I have is like, so obviously for our film festival, these films were grouped under SAAFF for Kidz. But while I was watching it, I kind of thought that this could really touch a broader range of audiences. I think that me watching your film is different. I'm taking away different things than I might have when I watched it when I was 7 years old, if I watched it when I was 7 years old. So who was your intended audience? And if your audience was like a broader range of audience that included both children and adults, how did you approach sort of balancing the film to engage both sides? And I mean this because you take on like deep or complex themes of like relationships between family or siblings, or perhaps within yourself, but you still keep it kid friendly and kid appealing. So how did you approach that balancing process?
Angeline, you want to do the same order?
Sorry, Angeline.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for us that was like one of our main issues with the story. Like we couldn't decide whether we wanted it to be for like a more grown-up audience or for like a more like younger audience. And then yeah, I think just in the end we basically just decided that like we wanted to go down this path of like trying to tell this story that like this mom, even though it doesn't seem like she has time for her kids or for her son, that she still loves him because she's trying to work and like provide for him.
Mhm.
And I think yeah, it was just once we decided that that was the story we wanted to tell, it basically just just gave us the story and we were like, let's go for that.
Yeah, for us, I think from the beginning, I think we always intended to our audience to be for children specifically. But I think we were really inspired, with like Avatar: The Last Airbender and Pixar movies and all that. They were able to tell it's like a children's movie, but then with adults, you can still resonate with it, and it just it could inspire people like adults, on their life right now. And we just want to give that same kind of feeling because like when you watch Avatar, back when you're a kid, you just love the action, the story and all that. But then when you watch it as an adult, it's like, wow, Uncle Iroh gave me so much wisdom now as an adult. It's like, we just want to show, like, I know, like, I think maybe kids, when they watch our short first, they won't, they're just like, ooh, cool siblings and just fighting and all that. But then maybe hopefully later they will say, oh yeah, I mean, what's important is just like, you just do your passion for yourself. You don't have to prove it to anyone else, and stuff like that. We just really want to do that. So
cool.
I wanted to make something that I wanted to see on TV or like on film when I was younger, like as a kid, because I felt like being Asian American, there wasn't a lot of things that I could relate to. Like there's always a trope Asian character. There's always it just didn't feel personal enough. Like it didn't feel like it was me. So I guess in part why story was really difficult was because I really wanted to create something that I felt represented me. So it involved a lot of soul searching, a lot of digging through memories, like what do I tell? Because originally I wanted to tell a story that was a lot more fantastical and it wasn't very personal, like it was personal but in a metaphorical way. But this time I just decided to do something that was very like in my face, represent me and my family. Yeah.
And our film, even though our film looks like it's very, very stylized and kind of cartoony and stuff, it was never really intended just for kids. I think it's just kind of designed for anyone that has cared for someone or has loved someone. And we kind of wanted that people that which is most people, wanted that to resonate with people, so it wasn't a particular demographic for us.
Awesome. All right. So looking back now that you have completed the film, it is going to be on our film festival soon. What is your proudest moment? Or if you don't have a proudest moment, what is the most memorable moment for you? How about we start with David first, and then we'll go back
to
Angeline.
My proudest moment. I don't know. I think just finishing the film. I'd had that idea in the back of my head for years, like many years, and I finally had time to just storyboard it out and just watching it come together, and particularly because it was during sheltering in place, we had all of these guys probably had to do the same. We had to work remotely, but even working remotely, we were able to still have the fun and the closeness that you have with your crew, at least in our production, that I have in working live. And even finishing the film together and having the wrap party online, I felt like we still had a lot of the great things that come out of an in-person interaction. We were able to do that online. So finishing the film and getting to work with a great crew is always the best part for me.
Yeah, for me too. It was that magic moment when the film was all done, like with the sound and with the mix. Like after the music was done too. So after the visuals, everything was complete with the final sound mix. That's when all of the pieces just come together and come alive. Like there's no missing part or missing hole in the film. Like, oh, that's not animated, you know. I think as filmmakers, we're like aspiring filmmakers. We always aspire to make something like intensely cinematic or something that looks like it could go on the big screen. And when everything just starts flowing together from all angles, that's like, that feels really good. So I agree.
Cool.
Justin.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everyone. It's just seeing the ending product. I remember because so my partners, David and Eric, they're my roommates. So when we just finally edited the film together, we just sat on our couches watching our little TV, just finally seeing that whole film come together. I think we almost cried, like, oh my God, that was so much work. You know, it was just a great moment. But I must say, I think my fondest moment throughout this whole process, since it's just because why I was lucky to have great roommates and they're great, teammates. We don't have to like go out and meet and stuff. We just in our bedroom just talking about the whole short. Like it's 24/7 just working on the short. But yeah, it was just nice. Like when we take a break, have a meal together and just watch animated shows or movies together, just to keep being inspired to not lose our sanity. That's like my fondest moment throughout the whole process. It's just, after hard work, you just have a great meal together and just be inspired together. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like my fondest moment was totally just getting to spend time with my friends, and like I think probably like building the set for our background was probably the most fun I've had.
Yeah.
Just because it would be literally just the 7 of us in this like tiny room, just like making like tiny little clothes and tiny little like spools and stuff. And we would be in there from like just pretty much from morning till night for most of our most of our days for like 2 weeks. And then, yeah, we would just like, we would eat in there, we would sleep in there. It was crazy. But yeah, I think definitely the proudest moment was probably seeing it all come together at the end. Like just after all the like versions of and like edits of like, oh my God, there's like something missing here. There's like a sound missing here. And then just finally seeing it all at the end, like completed was probably the best moment.
Oh yes. I just listening here, I feel like there's different like team communication going on, like Justin, your team communicated in a different way than probably yours, Angeline, and everyone else's. So I'm wondering if you can speak more about like your team, sort of the creative atmosphere that went into making this film. And as a director, all of you, like what were your communication styles or preferences that you think you relied on when making this film? Catherine, do you want to go first?
I can go first for this one. So for me, I did most of production during quarantine. Like pretty much all of it besides the story part, since I started later in the production timeline. So a lot of it was done remote, but given that I recruited and brought on animators, background artists, sound designers, and composers way early, like in pre-production, before the story was even finished. So I can give them updates on the process and just see their opinions since the beginning, because especially like after the quarantine hit and after production really began, that's almost a little bit too late, because people get busy, people are already in like other groups, other classes, other projects. So I think having your teammates know what's going on as early as possible is really important. So that's what I try to do. Let's see. Yeah, my team was pretty small. The closest person that I worked with was my editor, because he was with me through the process from beginning to end. Like we would pull, we wouldn't pull all-nighters, but we would almost pull like all-nighters together. So
Wow, that is true
Mm.
dedication. Justin?
Yes. So yeah, we had a small team too, but it just started building up towards production time. Yeah. So in the beginning, it was just me, David, Eric, and our composer Arnie, and it was just, yeah, we were really scared that we were going to finish. So we were just lucky we found like animators like Minori and all these other underclassmen to just start helping us, because Minori, our animator, she was like our first underclassmen animator, and she was the one who actually recruited everyone for us. It's like, oh, thank you,
Oh, wow.
Minori, thank God. And then it made everything so much possible. And then David also recruited all his visual development team, and yeah, it was crunch time, but yeah, and we just, yeah, it was all remote. We all used Discord, and that was the main server. And yeah, we like, even before the pandemic, we didn't really meet a lot too. It was just all on Discord still. So, and me, Dave, and Eric are just together, so that's all we needed. But yeah, I mean, I gotta say, without the pandemic, if we didn't had like, all we had to do was finish the short film. So I just got to see the silver lining to the pandemic, I guess. We're able to all finish our projects on time. So
Cool. All right. David or Angeline, either one of you.
Well, I think on our film, the communication process is just kind of the same as everyone else's. We meet on Zoom, or you send video messages or shoot reference if you have some suggestions and stuff. But within communicating, I think one thing that I like to do with our films is, all of you guys know animation is so much work. I mean, it's like stupid amount of work. So I'm of the mindset that if you're gonna do something, you might as well have fun doing it. So during every production, I try to have a good time, and Angeline and I worked on a film a couple summers ago, and you played it in last year's festival, and it was a very dark themed thing. But if you look at the production, people are having fun and playing board games during lunch and doing crossword puzzles, and so I love having a good time with our production crew, which we did as much as possible online as well.
Play hard, work hard.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Angeline?
Yeah, so yeah, our team was pretty much the same too. We had a main team of 7, and then once production started, we started recruiting like a bunch of underclassmen, like, and we were just recruiting like crazy because we were really scared we wouldn't finish on time. So we ended up having about, I think, maybe 10 to 15 underclassmen helping us, so that turned out really great. And yeah, we mostly just communicated over like Google, and yeah, just like sending messages back and forth. And our main team just met like before the pandemic. We met like every Friday, and then we spent pretty much the whole day together just talking about the film and like eating lunch and stuff, just having fun together. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask, with COVID and everything, it must have, affected the production process, but I'm so glad that everyone seems to have navigated through it or even found a silver lining in it. So that's amazing. And so I'm just going to kind of conclude it here. And I would love if everyone could just say like their last words or whatever they want to say, but also where we can stay updated with your work, like where to follow you. And if you are working on anything now, if you want to just say what you're up to, go ahead and go for it. I'll start with Angeline this time, and let's just go back to the same order as the beginning.
Okay, so you can follow our film on Instagram at feltlove_film. And yeah, so we're just making the rounds of the festivals now, I think. Yeah, I think we've gotten a few awards, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, thank you so much for having us. It's been fun.
And you could follow Firstborn on Instagram called firstborn_film, or our Facebook page, firstborn.jadehouse, JAED house. It's supposed to be just me. It's like me, Eric, and David. That's the first letters. And yeah, I mean, yeah, when we're like Felt Love, we're just going around the film circuit too, just going around. And hopefully we make some projects together again. I think we're all just busy now. So hopefully you'll see more of from all of us. So, and thank you again for having us in your film festival. So we're really grateful for that.
You can follow me on Instagram at yy.animation. I hope that's easy to remember. Let's see. I took the same characters from my film, and I'm developing it for, like, I don't know if I should do a webcomic or something, but I redesigned all of the characters, and I'm starting to rewrite everything into like more of an episodic format. Yeah, it's just something that I really enjoy to do. So I hope to. I actually started making the characters in CG so that I can make something with better quality.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm a little older than these guys, so you can hit me up at MySpace. Just kidding. If you want to see any more of my work, you go to houseofchai.com. And the next film I'm working on is another short, and it's a short that's trying to, kind of undo some of all the craziness from the past year. And it's a film that reminds people to love each other and embrace our differences and and all that good stuff. So it's a nice, hopefully a feel-good, inspiring film. And I want to thank you guys. This is our world premiere, so we're proud to start our festival launch with you guys.
Yeah.
And I just want to shout out to any young students or young people in the audience. I know this is Shorts for Kids, and just encourage you guys to use all the great technology at your disposal and tell your stories and make some good films and take us to interesting places.
All right. Yeah, I am really looking forward. Justin, I hope there will be more Jade productions coming soon. And Catherine, good luck on your webcomics. Angeline, congratulations on your awards. And David, I'm really looking forward to that. That sounds like an amazing short. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just say my outro, which is thank you so much for joining the 9th Seattle Asian American Film Festival. We greatly appreciate your support for festival and our community. If you have not done so already, please take a moment to fill out your festival participant survey. And on behalf of Seattle Asian American Film Festival, thank you and stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.